The first oranges weren't orange. The original oranges from Southeast Asia were a tangerine pomelo hybrid. And they were actually green. In fact, oranges in warmer regions, such as Vietnam and Thailand, still stay green through maturity. The color or the fruit? Yes, the color orange comes first.
Ancient Egyptians used dead mice to ease toothaches. In ancient Egypt, people put a dead mouse in their mouth if they had a toothache, according to Nathan Bolofsky's book Strange Medicine, a shocking history of real medical practices through the ages. Mice were also used as a warts remedy in Elizabethan England. Avocados were named after reproductive organs. You'll never look at avocados the same way again. Indigenous people of Mexico and Central America used the Nahuatl word aguacatl to mean both testicles and avocado. The fruits were originally marketed as alligator pears in the United States until the current name stuck. Bananas grow upside down. Or technically, we peel them upside down. Naturally, they grow outward from their stems, but that means their bottoms actually face the sky. As they get bigger, the fruits turn toward the sun, forming that distinctive curve. Bees can fly higher than Mount Everest. Bees can fly higher than 29,525 feet above sea level, according to National Geographic. That's higher than Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world.
Cows don't have upper front teeth. They do have molars on top, in the back of their mouths, but where you'd expect upper incisors. Cows, sheep, and goats have a thick layer of tissue called a dental pad. They use that with their bottom teeth to pull out the grass.
Dead skin cells are a main ingredient in household dust. Here's an interesting science fact for you. According to researchers at Imperial College London, humans shed around 200 million skin cells each hour. And they have to go somewhere when we're indoors. A report from the American Chemical Society found that a skin oil called squalene naturally helps reduce indoor ozone levels by up to 15%.
Dogs sniff good smells with their left nostril. Dogs normally start sniffing with their right nostril, then keep it there if the smell could signal danger. But they'll shift to the left side for something pleasant, like food or a mating partner. If you're a dog lover, you'll want to know this fascinating fact about dogs. Europeans were scared of eating tomatoes when they were introduced. Scholars think Hernan Cortes brought the seeds in 1519 with the intent of the fruits being used ornamentally in gardens. By the 1700s, aristocrats started eating tomatoes, but they were convinced the fruits were poisonous because people would die after eating them. In reality, the acidity from the tomatoes brought out the lead in their pewter plates, and they actually died of lead poisoning.
Glaciers and ice sheets hold about 69% of the world's fresh water. According to Water in Crisis, a guide to the world's freshwater resources by the United States Geological Survey, USGS. Just over 96% of the total amount of the world's water is held in its oceans. However, that's primarily salt water. To find the bulk of the world's freshwater, you need to trek to the poles, as 68.7% of it is encased in ice caps, permanent snow, and glaciers.
Human beings can use only a small fraction of Earth's water. In school, we were taught that most, specifically, 71%, of the planet's surface is covered in water. While that's true, humans can use only 0.007% of that water, according to National Geographic. That's because only about 2.5% of Earth's water is fresh water. And only 1% of that is accessible. The rest makes up glaciers and snowfields.
Human noses and ears get bigger as we age. It's pretty common to see the claim that our nose and ears are the only parts of our body that keep growing as we age. But that's not exactly true. Our nose and ears stop growing along with the rest of our body. But thanks to the weight of gravity, both parts continue to lengthen over time. Humans aren't the only animals that dream. Studies have indicated rats dream about getting to food or running through mazes. Most mammals go through REM sleep, the cycle in which dreams occur. So scientists think there's a good chance they all dream. Humans have jumped farther than horses in the Olympics. The Olympic world record for the longest human long jump is greater than the world record for longest horse long jump. Mike Powell set the record in 1991 by jumping 8.95 meters. And the horse Extra Dry set the record in 1900 by jumping 6.10 meters. Only a quarter of the Sahara Desert is sandy. Most of it is covered in gravel, though it also contains mountains and oases. Pigeon poop is the property of the British Crown. In the 18th century, pigeon poop was used to make gunpowder, so King George I confirmed the droppings to be the property of the Crown.
Some octopus species lay 56,000 eggs at a time. On average, a giant Pacific octopus will lay 56,000 eggs at the end of a pregnancy, over the course of about a month. At first, these new babies float through the surrounding water unattached to one another or their mother. But then the mother gathers each egg, which is about the size of a grain of rice, and weaves them into braids, allowing her to keep an eye on everyone at the same time.
Sudan has more pyramids than any country in the world. Not only does Sudan have more pyramids than Egypt, but the numbers aren't even close. While 138 pyramids have been discovered in Egypt, Sudan boasts around 255.
Thanks to 3D printing, NASA can basically email tools to astronauts. Getting new equipment to the space station used to take months or years. But the new technology means the tools are ready within hours.
Fact: the bumblebee bat is the world's smallest mammal, weighing in at 0.05 to 0.07 ounces, with a head-to-body length of 1.14 to 1.29 inches and a wingspan of 5.1 to 5.7 inches. The bumblebee bat, also known as Kitty's hog-nosed bat, is the smallest mammal in the world, according to the Guinness Book of World Records. To see this tiny bat for yourself, you'd have to visit one of a select few limestone caves on the Quinoi River in Kanchanaburi province of southwest Thailand. The current American flag was designed by a high school student. It started as a school project for Bob Heft's junior year history class in 1958, and it only earned a B-. His design had 50 stars, even though Alaska and Hawaii weren't states yet. Heft figured the two would earn statehood soon and showed the government his design. After President Dwight D. Eisenhower called to say the design was approved, Heft's teacher changed his grade to an A.
The human circulatory system is more than 60,000 miles long. If a child's entire circulatory system, we're talking veins, arteries, and capillaries, were laid out flat, it would stretch for more than 60,000 miles, according to the Franklin Institute. By the time we reach adulthood, our bodies have become home to approximately 100,000 miles of blood vessels.
The inventor of the microwave appliance received only $2 for his discovery. Percy Spencer was working as a researcher for American appliance company, now Raytheon, when he noticed that a radar set using electromagnetic waves melted the candy bar in his pocket. He had the idea to make a metal box using microwaves to heat food, but the company was the one to file the patent. That was in 1945, and he received a $2 bonus but never any royalties.
The man with the world's deepest voice can make sounds humans can't hear.
The man, Tim Storms, can't even hear the note, which is 8 octaves below the lowest G on piano, but elephants can.
The Terminator script was sold for $1. James Cameron is the award-winning director of movies like Titanic and Avatar. In order to get his big break with The Terminator, he sold the script for $1 and the promise that he directed. Of course, this movie has some of the most famous movies of all time in it.
The world's oldest wooden wheel has been around for more than 5,000 years. It was found in 2002, approximately 12 miles south of Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia, and is now housed in the city's museum. Radiocarbon dating was used to determine the wheel's age, which is somewhere between 5,100 and 5,350 years old.
There were active volcanoes on the moon when dinosaurs were alive. Most of the volcanoes probably stopped erupting about 1 billion years ago. but NASA findings have suggested there might still have been active lava flow 100 million years ago, when dinosaurs were still roaming.
There's enough gold inside Earth to coat the planet. Turns out, there's quite a bit of gold on, or, really, in, our planet. 99% of the precious metal can be found in the Earth's core, as per Discover magazine reports. Enough to coat the entire surface of the Earth in 1.5 feet of gold.